Welcome to the Raf and Raf Rant. I'm Raf.
And I'm Raf. We're Raf.
Raf Farisco of the Far From Vesuvius podcast. That's Ralph Pizarro of Calcio Napoli Club. Just rant about Napoli.
Let's go for it.
We're going to rant. We're going to match report. We're going to talk about the games. We're going to talk about topics. You leave comments and we'll read your comments out, question you.
All right, quick stats.
Yes, throw the stats up there. On to a nice little segment that we're going to call the Beast of the Match.
Who's beasting it for the Napoli team? Let's see.
Follow us on Facebook, Rafael Rispo, Ralph Pizarro, Twitter at RafaNapoli83. That's me.
CNC USA 26.
I want some feedback to the show. What do you guys want to see? What do you want to see more or less of? This is going to be a show for you guys too. I want a lot of comments.
We want to rant about something. Let us know if you want us to rant about something.
I promise you, we're not going to agree on everything all the time.
We won't.
We're going to yell at each other every now and then.
Come and rant. This is what it's for. We want to give you a space to let loose so you can do it here.
Well, that's going to do it, Ralph. You know, were we boring enough for you?
I don't know. I think we were great.
Let's get to it.
And benvenuti, fellas and bellas all over the world. Welcome to the Ralph and Ralph Rant pre-game show. I am Ralph Pizarro. Joined with me today, Carmine from Napoli Club Toronto. Welcome, Carmine. How are we doing today?
Not bad. Thanks for having me on again. It's great to do this pre-game segment. It's a really new thing for me, so
that's
kind
awesome.
of excited for this.
Kind of new for all of us, but
Yeah.
Definitely pleasure to have you. Big game today, Napoli, Lazio, in what most people are calling a must-win situation. We just saw Atalanta tie Roma, so this is a good opportunity to pick up some points and try to move up in the standings, guys. All right, but let's start off with this lineup, all right? Carmine, we're going to put it up. I'm going to let you talk about it a little bit. Okay, no, not that one, but this one. We want to keep you there on the screen, boy. All right, so let's start with Lazio. We got Reina between the pipes with Radu, Acerbi, Marusic, and Fedez. Thank you, sir. Those Balkan last names over there. Fares, Alberto, Lieva, Savic, and Lazzari with Immobile and Correa up front. So talk to me. Talk to me about their form a little bit, Carmine, and what do you expect from this lineup?
You know what? Fairly standard lineup from Lazio to see today. And, you know, this is the same lineup, I believe, that they had against Benevento. And their run of form as of late has been really good. They've, out of their last 4 games, they have 4 wins. In the last 10 games, they have, I think, 6 wins and 4 losses. But keep in mind, they had a little bad run of games going there. But now Lazio, they're on a roll. And don't get it twisted. This lineup can really do damage if you don't prepare for it properly.
Sorry.
And, you know, going back to this game specifically between Napoli and Lazio, historically, this has been a good game for Napoli. In their last 10 meets, I believe it, I had it in my notes, Napoli has won 7 times. They've only lost once, drew twice, and have a goal differential of over 20 goals. So, you know, if you look at it historically, this is a good matchup for us to go into. A battle between 5th and 6th place. You know, with a tie today, a win for Napoli puts us 2 points, I believe, away from 4th. A win for Lazio puts them 3 points or 3 odd points with a game in hand away from 4th place. Right. So this is a really going to be a cagey affair, a really tough game, and I'm excited to see it.
All right. Moving on to the Napoli lineup, guys. We have Meret in the net, where I think Ospina is still out with that injury. Hisa gets to start today on the left with Koulibaly and Manolis in the center with Di Lorenzo right next to him. In the middle today, Demme with the red card. The yellow card is suspended for this game, now eligible. Bakayoko instead takes his place with Ruiz right next to him. Same 3 as last week, Insigne, Zielinski, and Palatano, with instead today Mertens starting up top. Carmine, tell me about the boys here. How do you think they're going to fare out against them?
Honestly, not a bad lineup. And I know some people are worried about the way we're setting up today. Hisai in left back, Bakayoko stepping into the midfield. It's not terrible. Let's just put this into perspective. And it's a really strong lineup going up against, like I said, a really strong Lazio team. One thing that I would have liked to see is more of a 4-3-3 formation with Bakayoko holding the center defensive mid role, allowing Zielinski and Ruiz to work up the sides, aiding with Insigne and Politano on the wings. And why I'm saying that is because, you know, Lazio, when they're playing in that 3-5-2 formation, you need that three up front between Insigne, Mertens, and Politano to really pressure their center backs. And what this allows is Zielinski and Ruiz more freedom in their press to really put pressure on their two very important center mids, Luis Alberto and Sergei Milinkovic-Savic. But you know what? Overall, I think Napoli have a really strong lineup the way they lined up today. And yeah, I'll get more into the points of the match on how I'm going to expand on this, but I think really strong lineup.
All right. Definitely. Rafa just commented. I'm going to put it up there real quick before we get to the Parteno points of the game, as we call it. Must win, Rafa Rispo says. Can't let Lazio overtake us with a game in hand. Definitely not. We pull within 2 of both Juve and Atalanta. 100%, guys. This is not, hey, let's sit back and play it safe today. Today, it's balls to the wall. Let's move forward. Let's win a game. Like you said, Carmine, great point that this basically looked in our favor when you look at the numbers. So Salvatore Coppola, welcome. I like the idea of Ozzy and Lozano second half, but he saw if anybody knows Salvatore, he saw as his favorite player.
I'm
Unbelievable.
I'm not against it, and we're gonna get into the points of the match now, but Ozzy and Lozano in the second half is really strong to our favor because Lazio at times can be really slow and they can both really hurt them today. So it'd be nice at some point to see them both implemented into the game, utilize their strengths. Osimhen is a nightmare to mark sometimes and is going to really put problems with Acerbi. Lozano and Ozzy coming off the bench would be the perfect strategy to apply today, all depending on the timing and the scoreline, of course.
Definitely.
So this all depends, but I'd like to see them play today as well.
Well, all right. Well, you know what? Without delay, let's get into the Parteno points of the match. All right, let's go for it. Number one, go ahead, take it away.
Number one, be creative, and I cannot stress this enough. Napoli with the lineup they have today, utilizing Insigne, Mertens, Politano, and Zielinski. All of these guys have to use their expertise. All of them are very creative on the ball. And keep in mind, when Lazio plays in that 3-5-2, defensively, they're going to transition into a 5-3-2. And what you saw against Inter, it's very tough to break down a formation where it's very compact, forcing you to play wide. The reason why I like Mertens starting today is because Mertens is very smart operating in between the lines. And he's a hassle for center backs to cover. And he can very easily pull a center back out of position and let another player take in the space that he creates in behind him. That's why you have to be creative. Napoli have to utilize their strengths in their game, and that is their quick passing, their quick movement, and catch Lazio in their high press up the field, off the ball, create the space in behind, and really just match their energy, attack them hard.
All right, moving on.
Stay disciplined. Stay disciplined, man. I cannot stress this enough either. Lazio is a chippy team. They will get under your skin 9 times out of 10.
Yep.
They have a lot of players on that squad, like Lucas Leiva. Lucas Leiva, if he's man marking you, you are going to you want to put your head through the wall sometimes because he is so strong off the ball. He's such a strong tackler, so good at marking, and you can get frustrated really quick. Acerbi is another smart center back that is very position aware and is very situationally aware of what goes on around him. And as a striker or as a center attacking mid rather, if you get caught in that rut where you're always getting marked and taken down by Acerbi, you'll start to get in that rut and start to become a little bit more frustrated. And lastly is the wing backs. Wing backs and the center mids are going to be important today for Lazio. And this is why we have to stay disciplined. Lazzari and Fares on the wings are a nightmare to mark because they're both, Lazzari especially, very fast. And if he catches you up the field and he keeps catching you up the field, sooner or later, you might start to get a little bit frustrated. You might make a silly tackle, like you saw in the one game, I think last year in the Coppa Italia, where they got a very early red card. It was Hizai actually that got the red card. So you have to stay disciplined and you have to keep your head in the match. Otherwise, they'll implode you from the inside out just by the way they play. Last, we have to catch them.
Must catch Lazio.
We have to catch them. And what I mean by catch is that we have to match their energy. Like I said, Lazio is a very high pressing team. They're very energetic sometimes. And they basically, what I'm trying to say is that they're very high energy, and you have to match that energy. And going back to the being creative point, what this allows us is if they try to press up the field and they try to be overcommitting in their press, we have to be creative. We have to be as quick as them. We have to match their energy, and we have to exploit their weaknesses, which is that very, very high hard press that they play. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because, like I said, it goes back to that front three that we have, that creative three. All we need is Bakayoko and Fabian to make one good pass, and the rest of them can do their magic into their final third of the play. So that's very important to just catch them on the ball, especially defensively. When they're trying to break out, they like to invite pressure. They like to break out with Luis Alberto and Milinkovic-Savic, try to play Immobile in, try to isolate those players, catch them, match their energy, and exploit their weaknesses.
Awesome. Thank you, Carmine. Excellent Parteno points to the game, guys. If you like what you saw today, give us a like, subscribe to us. Don't forget, definitely share this video. Lots of fun there. So, I mean, Carmine, overall, does Napoli have a good chance today? Can we get this game in the bag, considering all you said, considering the past record? Should we see a Napoli victory?
I think so, and I think I predicted on the podcast prediction, the Fantacalcio thing that we have. I predicted a 3-1 win for Napoli, and I think it's very doable today if we come in with a proper game plan and match their energy and just stick with it.
Right. I think I did a 3-2 today.
3-2, right?
Yeah, I did a 3-2.
I said 3-1.
3-1. I figured, maybe somebody's gonna get beat
back
somewhere.
Yes.
Rafa Napoli. Thank you, Rafa. All great Parteno points by Carmine, guys. But we're gonna wrap it up, guys. Game starting soon. The boys are gonna get on the field. They're already starting to mention the lineups. Game will be in a few minutes, guys. Join us. We should be back for maybe a quick halftime reaction to the first half, and then for the post-game match, Jerry Mancini and Rafa Risco are gonna be on here with us, joining us for some post-game reactions as well. But until then, guys, thank you to everybody in the chat for joining in. Please hit that like button, hit subscribe, and follow us. Don't forget Carmine with the Napoli Club Toronto and the Feed of Vesuvia podcast as well. And let's get this win, guys. Until then, Forza Napoli.
Forza Napoli.
Forza Napoli, guys. Ciao.